What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. We're gonna talk about homelessness, charity, and a bunch of other things while we eat Taco Bell. Because I did not eat at all today, and everything now is closed, so I am forced to grub it out. It's not my first choice. I try to go to the grocery store, but the garage was closed. So yeah, my grocery store has a parking garage. So I didn't feel like stopping. So I was just like, fuck it. Anyway, I'm growing my hair out. I want to get it back to as long as I want it to be. It used to like come down here, like my hair used to feel good and nice and long, but you know, decisions happen and decisions change stuff sometimes. But anyway, I was walking down the street. I live in a city, and I was just walking down the street. And to be completely transparent, I used to be hesitant to look homeless people in the eyes because most of the time they would take it as a threat and they would get mad. And I'm like, I'm just not here for that kind of interaction. I don't got the energy to deal with hostility. And you know, some of them would ask for money. Like, I feel like once you make eye contact with the homeless guy, they want something, right? Like their eyes spark up, like somebody's looking at me, like it's my chance to do something. Right? It's like let me see if I can get money out of them, blah blah blah. But that's actually not the case at all. And it got me thinking about humanity, the homelessness crisis, and charity, and just psychology in general, and people, and like how we behave and how we interact with the world around us. So, hold on, where do I want to go with this? I think the problem is that most people live their life in a day-to-day basis operating off of fear. Now, I'm not saying that I'm above it. Because anxiousness can get in the way. And as a guy with a highly stimulated brain, that can occur to me quite often. And anxiousness makes you think. And thinking a lot can cause you to overthink. And then overthinking is based on fear. And I think that's where most of the issue lies, at least with me. I don't know if this is something, I mean, based on conversations I've had, most people can admit yes, but I think ego and pride get in the way where they're like, no, that doesn't affect me, right? So, that's one. But as I was walking down the street, and I make eye contact with this guy who's homeless, And he complimented my car. He said, "That's a nice Honda." And I said, "Thank you." He was like, "That's the only year that they that I like." I'm like, "Yeah, you know, it's got its issues, but it works." And then, you know, we just kind of just had like a very small interaction. And then he asked me for money. And I told him I don't have any, right? Like I don't got cash. He said, "Okay." And that was it. That was it. And then I got in my car and I left. And as simple as that interaction can be, it got me thinking, you know. I think he was more, of course he could have used the cash, you know. For whatever reason, one might need cash, you know. I don't care what they do with it. Once it's outside of my hands, it's not my money, it's not my issue, it's not my problem. You know, you can only hope that it'll be used for beneficial purposes, but we have governments that are not being used for beneficial purposes. But yeah, it got me thinking, like, you know, I think he was just more content with just a conversation. And if I was a homeless person, I think I would also ask for money, you know. So I don't blame him for asking. You know, I think a problem in society is that, oh, they just want money, they just want to spend it on drugs, you know, they don't look good on the street. At the end of the day, they got their flesh and bones and skin, and they bleed, you know, just like any other person. Now, of course, I'm not saying every interaction with, you know, a homeless person is going to be decent or just regular. Because let's admit, most of them have paranoia, most of them have mental illnesses. And, you know, I've gotten a Snapple bottle, like one of those glass Snapple bottles, thrown at me by a homeless lady in Philly. Right at my mouth. Threw it out my mouth. And, you know, like, there's this and there's that. So I think you got to be intuitive enough to recognize when to interact and when not to, right? Or when to make eye contact and when to ignore, when to avoid. And it got me thinking. I'm like, okay, maybe I feel bad because I haven't done enough charity, right? Because after that interaction, I had a realization. I was like, I should interact with people more in a genuine manner, right? Because at the end of the day, people just want to connect. And it got me thinking. I was like, maybe the reason why I haven't been connecting with them is because I haven't been connecting with them. You know, like, I haven't been doing charity. And that's something that not a lot of people think about, but I think it's something everybody should think about, is charity, right? If you're in a position of fortune, give to those in need. You don't have to go crazy and give away all your earnings, but give a chunk, give a portion. In the Quran, you know, we say It's an obligation. It's one of the 5 pillars, is to give a certain percentage to those who are in need, because this is humanity. This isn't a division. This is just the human race. There's no black, there's no white, there's no Arab, there's no Muslim, there's no Asian, there's no Buddhist, there's just the singularity of a human race, all created equal. Of course, some others got cards that got dealt better cards than the rest, but they're still part of the race, the human race. Skin, flesh, blood, bones, humanity. So, yeah, give me a couple more weeks, couple more months. I'll have my hair grown out, hopefully. I'm trying to like think my hair into growth. I don't think that's gonna happen. But yeah, I can't multitask, so that means I can't speak and eat. So I've done enough of the speak. Now it's time to eat. Goodbye, guys.